Good afternoon, dear students. This is Vishram Singh Meena, the Assistant Professor English, working at Government PG College, Karoli. Through online teaching mode, we are studying English literature. The lecture of the day is meant for the students of BA Part 3. We are studying the third section of the poem entitled In Memory of W.B.Yeats, written by W.H. Auden. Auden is one of the foremost poets of modern English poetry. The poem was written in the year of 1939 and was published in another times in 1940. We know that the poem was written to mourn over the death of W.B. Yeats, who was an Irish poet. This is the atmosphere of the World War II. Now we are going to start the text of the poem. In the nightmare of the dark, all the dogs of Europe bark under the living nation's weight, each sequestered in its fate. The poet wants to say that the atmosphere of the year of 1939 was like the nightmare, just like the dark nightmare of the night. So is case with the whole world. All the dogs of Europe bark. Here the poet metaphorically gives an account of the condition of the world at that time. He says that all the dogs of Europe bark. All the selfish leaders of Europe, they were barking. They were like dogs, and they were hating each other. They hate each other. That's was that's is the condition of the world of that time. And the living nations wait, each sequestered in its fate. All the nations of the world were divided, were sequestered, or separated due to their selfishness. There were no humanity, no friends among them. All were enemies to each other. Intellectual disgrace. Intellectual disgrace strays from every human face, and what we can see from every human face is intellectual disgrace. Means people are divided into different kind of ideologies, and due to their different ideologies, they are separated. They have no fellow feelings in them. We can see that type of feeling on the faces of the people of the world. Intellectual disgrace strays from every human face, and the seas of pity lie locked and frozen in each eye. And what we can see here in the poem that the seas of pity, again we have an example of metaphor. The sea of pity, which was locked now, it was not open. It means the people had become so selfish, so mm, venomous, that there was no fellow feeling and no pity feeling in the eyes of the people of the world. Follow, poet, follow right to the bottom of the night with your unconstraining voice. Still persuade us to rejoice. But the poet is hopeful, he is optimistic. He says that poetry can make positive changes in the hearts of the people whose hearts have been dried of pity. There is no pity, no fellow feeling in their hearts. But poetry can make such positive things happen. Follow poet, follow right. Now the poet urges that poetry can change this kind of scenario of the world, which is hateful. Follow poet, follow right. The poet can follow the right path, and he can show the right path to the people of the world, to the bottom of the night. However, the night of selfishness, the night of enmity is very dark, but from the bottom of the night of selfishness and enmity, it is only the poet who can bring some light for the people of the world, or he can change the people of the world. He can save the humanity with your unconstrained voice, with his language, with his poetry. He can do such miracles, still persuade us to rejoice. And he is the only hope for the world. So now he should do his job. He should do his duty mm, beautifully. With your unconstrained voice, still persuade us to rejoice. He can give us the chance to rejoice. Otherwise, there are no chances remaining in the world to save mankind, to save humanity, because all nations are divided, they are sequestered from each other. They hate each other. The political leaders are increasing the hate of the people among the hearts of the world people. With the farming of verse, make a vineyard of the curse, sing of human unsuccess in a rapture of distress. Now the poet gives an account of power of poetry. He says that the poet is the only person who can do the farming of literature, farming of music, and with this farming, he can change the curse into blessing. He can make a vineyard of the curse. We know that the world is facing the curse, or facing the danger of fighting, danger of killing during the World War, because these were the years when the Second World War was to break out. With the farming of verse, make a vineyard of the curse, sing of human unsuccess in a rapture of distress. He is the only man who can sing human failures in beautiful language, or in joyful language. So he is the man who can bring some happiness in the hearts of the people of the world who have become dried of pity. They have no fellow feeling, or they hate each other. Their life is distressed, or we can call that they have become so selfish that they don't care for each other, they don't love each other. The feeling of humanity has gone away. The sea of pity has dried, has been dried. With the farming of a verse, make a vineyard of the curse, sing of human unsuccess in a rapture of distress. And the poem is written in stanzas here in the third section. We can see here the rhyme as AABB. In the deserts of the heart, let the healing fountain start. In the prison of his days, teach the free man how to praise. In the deserts of the heart of the people of the world have become have become deserts because they have no pity feeling in them. In the deserts of the heart, let the healing fountain start. And with poetry, the poet uh, can start the fountain of humanity in the hearts of the people who have been dried up. In the prison of his days, man is a prisoner now because he is the prisoner of selfishness, he is the prisoner of enmity, he is the prisoner of hate. So he is confined, but with the help of poetry, the poet can make him free, and he can teach the free man how to praise each other, how to love each other, and how to respect each other. That respect has gone away during the years of the Second World War. However, the Second World War was to break out, but this was the scenario when the Second World War is to spread or is to begin. So all the European leaders were selfish, and they hate each other, and they have no kind of fellow feeling uh, in their hearts. So they have divided the world into parts. So that is the situation we can see here. But with the help of poetry, the poet can make positive changes in this kind of scenario. So the poet is hopeful, and he says that now the duty of the poet has become very crucial, has become very important, and he can bring some positivity in the hearts of the people who have been dried of pity and fellow feeling. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.